show going, man.
Hurry up, hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up!
That's what G's been saying all night.
No. 4 hours.
Come on now. We're going to have action, too. Right here. It ain't going nowhere.
Got nothing better to do besides sleep.
Well, yeah, you got some technique, but you ain't show me that this summer. Hey, right on time. Ball at the 5, 3rd down and 2. That was bad.
Let's go have some fun, bro. We ain't got to talk about too much.
He wasn't playing the ball.
It's holding.
Cliff, the Cliff. How is that not called?
That ain't gonna call a damn thing.
What is the delay for? He's standing right there.
Delays, AJ.
Taking a card out. He's a piece of paper.
It's that close? Dear
Hello
Lord.
and welcome. I went a bit early. Hello and belated welcome. Sorry. So
You're right. Let's go.
we had our valedictory dinner tonight. You would have had one last year. Can't believe you're a year out. Valedictory, didn't you go to your Logan's valedictory dinner?
Is that where they get something from the school, like a piece of paper?
I don't really get a piece of paper, but you all sit around and they do speeches and things.
Yeah,
and
yeah. She had that. Was it last year?
It's the formal one with the kids and the parents. And
Ours is a little bit closer to home. Yours is the other side of the city.
yes, it was the other side of the city.
Mine was at Caulfield Racecourse, which is what, like 15 minutes away?
Caulfield Racecourse. That would have been a little bit better than the showgrounds. But anyway,
yes.
Hey, listen, did you do at your valedictory, did they
Not at
do
mine,
the...
but
No.
at my daughter's.
At your daughter's one. Did they do the baby photo?
No.
Year 12 photo?
No.
They didn't do that.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did.
Not that I remember. No, they just... When did they do that? As part of what? Like when they get an award, they put when they came up to get the
Or
award?
it could be, or it could just be a presentation. So they did that for every student in ours. They had the baby photo and the year 12 photo.
Okay. No, they didn't do that at all. No, they just went up there and got their award. Their
Yep.
name was called up.
Yep.
And Logan was asked to do a backflip off the stage because she's a gymnast.
She was asked to do a backflip off the stage.
Yeah,
How you
which-
going, Zach? Thanks for joining us.
Zach!
Yeah, hey. Nice work.
Thanks, Zach, for the trade too. Much appreciated.
You got a trade done after all
Mate,
your whining
mate.
last week.
The squeaky wheel.
The squeaky wheel. Yeah, so-
I've actually got one that's sitting out there at the moment that I've looked at, but I haven't had chance to get back because today was been a busy day.
Yeah.
But I will get to it. I probably won't take it, but I'm not going to just reject it. I'm going to maybe counter.
Okay.
I'm just not like we play in the Dynasty League in an IDP league, and what I've found is that your offensive plays are far more important as scoring wise.
Yes.
Like last week, I had the highest score in this league. Okay. Now I think my score was pretty high. It was like 280 or something like that. It was high. Like I think.
Which league was this?
Dynasty 3. I think I was like maybe 40 or 50 ahead.
Higher than
the mate, and I can tell you right now,
Yep.
only about 50 of those points, if 50 came from my defense.
Really? Wow. Well, the scoring must be really off. So that's obviously a very badly designed league, which is sort of the
I
topic
don't think it's that. I just think I had every like guys scoring 30s. I had Lamar Jackson running a mark, and I had Kyler Murray playing and running a mark, and who else? There was a couple of running backs that did really well for me. It scored in the 30s, like really high.
Okay.
I just happened to have them all on my team last week, so this week's not looking as good.
Well, listen, the interesting thing before we get onto that topic, because that is sort of the main topic, but I just did want to mention, because I was talking about the baby photos and the year 12 photos, and you see people's faces.
Have they changed?
How they've changed in, like, let's call it 16 years, say, which is significant.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at my son now,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at photos from 6 months ago
Yep.
to now.
Oh, yeah.
And, mate, he's a totally different looking kid.
Yeah.
Like, he's still the same looking,
Basically the same.
Good looking kid, takes after his father. But he's at that stage now where the face is starting to
Cheekbones.
Yes.
Yeah, with
narrow
boys.
out.
Yep.
He's losing that sort of
Especially.
that boyish sort of look.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
And he's growing. I reckon he's growing. But he's shot past everybody except me now.
Well, it was fascinating because when you see a couple of hundred of these in a row,
Yep.
and sometimes you see the face and it's very similar. Mm-hmm. but then oftentimes it's not. But what I was focusing in on was, what do you think is the thing?
Give them another 5 years, mate, and they won't look anything like that with collagen injections. God knows what.
Now, what I was going to say was, what do you think is the thing that doesn't change?
That doesn't change?
Yeah, or changes very little. Trust me, I've seen 200 photos in a row. Different people.
Your eyes?
Eyes. And when you're focusing, when you see a really good photo of like a baby or 1 or 2 year old photo, and you focus in on that person's eyes, and suddenly it shows you an 18-year-old version.
Doesn't change.
Eyes are the same.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Well, they're probably the only part that don't really change.
I don't think eyes... Maybe someone knows, or someone... Wikipedia. But I don't think eyes grow or change
No, I think you
at
grow.
all.
No, I think you grow. You grow, and you're born with the eyes
Your
that you're going
eyes.
to keep for the rest of your life. Basically, as in, like, they don't.
People are going to chime in and say how stupid we are.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
enough.
I have a feeling that... Hey, Dave, how you
Dave.
going?
Eyes and the voice once the plums drop. Well, I can tell you right now, my son's plums haven't dropped as yet.
Oh, they haven't?
Starting to get like, he's got like the furry little bit, a little bit like the furry mode.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit under the armpit. Like he's a bit of a, like there's some kids now at 15 years old, he plays basketball against at like 6'4".
Yeah.
And mate, they're shaving.
Oh,
like
yeah.
15, 16 years old.
Yes.
So he's going to be a little bit of a late bloom, but his father was too. But that's fine because you keep your youthful looks longer.
Well, there you go. You keep your... Yes. Hey, the big news...
Oh.
The big news is Paddy Mahomes. It just dropped while I was racing
Was it
home.
dislocated kneecap?
The dislocated kneecap. It looked like they were putting it in on the field. It looked like they were actually pushing it back in. And
They were.
Looked like he was in a bit of pain.
Yep.
But then the weird thing is, they helped him to the sideline, and then he seemed to be walking normally, although that's no real indication of anything.
Because we've seen guys do ACLs and they walk off the field.
Yes.
Mate, we've seen people jog up and down. They put a bit of tape around it and jog up and down the field ready to come back. Look, especially American football, Aussie rules here.
Yes.
And they've done their ACL.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
Yeah, so what are they? There's no... I think he's had the MRI, and from what I've read so far from league sources, not that I know any.
Yes.
But I'm just reading somebody else's league source.
Other league sources.
Is that there's no damage to anything. Like no ligaments.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, but he could... I think he's still got to possibly have surgery, so...
But he's out at least a few weeks.
Well, he's out for minimum 3 to 4, minimum.
Ooh.
So that kills me in one league. Pretty much kills me in one league.
Yeah.
I have him in another one, but I'm not starting him because I've been starting Matty Ryan.
Have you?
Matty Ryan's... He's been smoking.
You've been starting Matty Ryan over Paddy Mahomes?
Well, I start who's going to give me the best opportunity to get the best points, not just because he's Paddy Mahomes.
But isn't Paddy Mahomes QB1, or am I wrong? Is that Lamar Jackson QB1?
It could be Lamar Jackson. Maybe if you look at the last 2 weeks, Matt Ryan's opponents have been good matchups.
Yeah.
So I play who I think's going to give me the best opportunity to score the most points.
Zach says, I had the same injury as Pat when I was 17. No structural damages. I was fine in 2 weeks. My main barrier was getting the confidence mentally to have my usual faith in the knee. Yeah, I can imagine that's a pretty constant thing.
Yep.
Like, I can only imagine if you do your ACL, that getting over that barrier of like, now I'm going to cut.
Was it...
What's
Dave,
that?
was it... I don't know. Was it Ty Keneally that put his knee in? No, wasn't it... who was it? At Sydney. You see him...
Oh,
remember
yes,
that?
I
and
do.
He's bashing the side of his knee.
I do remember that.
There wasn't... I'm trying to think who it was, but it wasn't him.
I can't recall. Yes.
I think his second name started with the C. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you actually see him.
Yes,
it pops to the side and he's bashing it back into by himself.
Oh.
Paddy Mahomes is lying there in agony and Aussie rules guys just sitting there, screw this. I'm just going to put it back in myself. Trainers, hey, go back. Don't worry. Bring me a drink bottle. I'll fix this.
I'll be back.
I'll be good.
It's a flesh wound, as they would say.
It's a flesh wound.
Now.
And yeah, we got Jalen Ramsey.
The Jalen Ramsey trade.
So now he's a Ram.
Yeah, when he played for the Swans. Yeah, he is now a Ram. And I did see a thing. Now, I apologise, G. I'm like incredibly underprepared for tonight, but we're doing something a little bit different. But you
are underprepared.
The Rams have the Jags' last 3 first-round draft picks. Is that right? Maybe not the last 3. No, because when was Fournette?
How many years has Fournette been in the league?
No, because they've got Dante Fowler.
Yep.
They've got Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
And they've got Blake Bortles.
Well, they've got 2 players.
I mean, Blake Bortles is just a curiosity. Really, he just kind of makes it work. But like, Blake Bortles was what, 2016-ish?
Ooh, he got me.
He could
round there.
Oh man,
that's okay.
We're hopelessly underprepared here.
Oh, I'm fine. I've got my notes right here. You're bringing up subjects that I didn't know were going to be brought up.
The royal we. I should have just said I am hopelessly underprepared. Dave is going to say
there
this.
we go. That's who it was. Creswell. Thank you. Well done, Dave. Thank you. I knew it started with C.
Darryl Creswell.
Mate, tough as nails too, that dude. Oh.
So go and Google. Actually, it's not really that. You don't really want to look at it, do you? It's a bit off.
It's not that. Yeah, well, it's not. He's got his lump, instead of being at the front, his kneecap at the front of his knees, just popping out the side. He's okay.
2014. So thanks, Zach. So it must have been 2014, 2015, 2016. All of those first round picks are now with the Rams.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And the Rams, when do they pick in the first round again? Not for a good few years.
Not for a while.
Yeah.
They might be looking for a quarterback.
Yep. Oh, it's got its own gift, Dave says. The Creswell. Oh, man. Hey, listen, so last week, to recap for those people who didn't tune in or watch or whatever, G, you had a bit of a rant, and it was all centred on dynasty leagues primarily, but the lack of trading and trade etiquette, correct?
Yeah. Well, look, I find that most of the leagues that don't have the trading are dynasty leagues.
That don't have trading?
That don't trade for some reason. Like, I find redraft leagues probably trade a bit more, which is quite unusual, seeing that the fact that maybe people aren't afraid to give away picks because it's a redraft. And if it all goes to the shit, they can...
Yes.
They got next year to start again.
Oh, yeah. You can just...
Like, if you make a mistake with a player in Dynasty, it could come back to haunt you for the next couple of years.
You could be in the toilet for years. Yeah, I know.
So maybe people a little bit, less inclined to trade. But...
Well, I don't know. I think it's just a personality thing because, like you, as you know, and again, #research, if I'd had a look at how many trades have happened in the Too Legit league that we're in has become, in ways, the gold standard for participation.
I've never been in a league like it, no.
No. So there's a chat, and everybody's just pretty active on the chat.
There are... It's the same handful of people, though.
Oh, active-ish. There's a few people who aren't. And the amount of trades that have dropped in this league, especially in the off-season, like around draft time, was ridiculous. Man.
None involving me. Oh, no, I did one trade. I've done one.
You have? Okay.
David Johnson's for Zeke Elliott, so...
Okay, so anyway, but G, you expressed some views last week, and actually that did spur on some actual trades, which was interesting.
It has.
So squeaky wheel gets the oil, so to speak. But it did make us have a bit of a think about what would be the perfect setup. Now, we've got plenty of leagues that I'm going to be exiting some leagues at the end of this year because I'm in some that are just crap. For want of a better word, it's just like zero engagement. It's just like you're rocking in on a Sunday, Sunday morning, Monday morning, Australia time. You're punching your ticket, you're putting your lineup in, and then you just go away for a week. And that's what the league is like, some of these leagues. Mm-hmm. And it makes you feel like, well, what's the point?
Agreed.
So those leagues that are in those categories, I'm just going to ditch because I want to be in ones that actually give me enjoyment.
Oh, yeah, look, I've got to put a shout-out to Neil, who's in a couple of our leagues, because I did 2 trades with him in 2 separate leagues at the same time. And he just wanted me to, give a shout-out and say,
you guys worked on that. Now,
paying homage to someone who wanted to get a trade done, so...
In fairness... Oh, not in fairness. Just Neil and you basically decided, listen, let's actually work this out. Instead of just like reject, zero comment, we were hashing it out.
Yeah, we were hashing it out. Yeah. We're going to get a trade done because I just wanted to get one done.
Yeah.
So let's work one out. And in the end, we did a trade that benefits him in one position and it benefits me in another.
And you guys were close-ish. But because you had the dialogue, you got there.
Yeah, we got there.
Which is what is lacking in a lot of leagues. People just aren't willing to have the dialogue.
Paying homage to him today.
Very nice. Very nice. So listen, you said to me, hey, listen, what about if we don't sort of do our normal pod?
Well, look, before we start that though, I have gone and done the replacements. Just a couple.
Good.
Just a few.
We probably should because
I knew you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So,
didn't.
Look, I've just put together, like the ins and outs of our that we do every week.
Good.
Okay. So
go for it.
You want me to do it?
And
then we'll get into the subject of trying to create a league.
A perfect league. Now,
we don't know. Look, we'll never create a perfect league. There's nothing perfect.
I can chip in with the replacement. So you just go and I will chip in.
Okay, so out. Tom Brady at the Jets.
Really?
Well, I had to take somebody out.
Oh, okay.
Well, not Tom Brady. Look, Tom Brady hasn't looked that great. And take away his two sneak touchdowns from last week.
Yep.
He ain't giving you anything. The Jets are averaging only 15.9 fantasy points versus QBs.
Yep.
Mate, they have only allowed 5 TDs to QBs this year.
Really?
Yep. Whew. Look, it was a little bit hard picking Brady from the fact that, look, the run game's just not working the way they'd like it to work. So, look, this could get Brady to throw more balls. He's averaging 38.7 pass attempts a game. But, look, in the last 3 games, he's thrown 3 interceptions and 3 TDs, and they came in one game. So 2 games he hasn't thrown a touchdown.
Wow.
So Brady is out, and did you want to just go through the outs?
Yeah.
And I'll do the replay. Okay, the out, running back, Kerryon Johnson, who's the number 14 at the moment, according to Fantasy Pros, up against the Vikings, who are 5th against running backs and only averaging 18.9 fantasy points per game. At the moment, he's number 25 amongst running backs. He's Kerryon. And he's only had 1 game of 50 yards on the ground, and that was versus Kansas, which everybody's run on, except for some reason Denver couldn't do it. I haven't looked at the numbers today, but I reckon he was sacked about 7 times today.
Really?
Flacco, terrible. Mate, that offense. Yeah, but Flacco just he just, I don't know, throw the ball away for God's sake. If you're going to just get rid of it. But they didn't use the run game at all. I've only watched the highlights of the game, so I haven't really seen how it worked out. But obviously they haven't learnt from what everybody else has done against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay. So the running backs versus the Vikings this year so far, I started to do this and thought, oh my God, I picked the wrong guy. Edo Smith gone for 31 yards. Montgomery has gone for 53. Hillman's gone for 20. Jordan Howard went for 49. But then again, Miles Sanders had 88 yards and 1 receiving TD, so they're receiving yards.
Yep.
But then I looked at the 2 decent running backs that they've played against. Dalvin Cook went for 110 and a TD, and Aaron Jones went for 116 and a TD.
Right.
But look, I'm going to stick with that because Kerryon Johnson didn't look that great last week.
Yep.
Number 2 is Austin Eckler. So you could attest to this, AJ. Ever since the return of, it's like, hello, Melvin, goodbye touches, hasn't it, really?
Yes.
So in week 4, he had 18 touches, and in the last 2 weeks, he's had 3 and 5. Now, granted, in week 5, he did have 16 receptions for 86 yards, but then in week 6, that went back to a normal level and he had 4. So what was the reason for the 16? I must admit, the Chargers' passing game's just not happening, is it?
It's terrible.
It's
the O-line. The O-line is ridiculously shot, and so many injuries. They can't give Phillip Rivers any sort of pocket. time, and he's not the most mobile. I don't know if you know this.
Never noticed.
He can barely move.
Yeah.
He can barely move, and he's just getting no time at all.
9 sacks, thanks, Dave. 9 sacks. Jeez, I should have started the Chiefs' defence. And look, another one you could probably throw in there too at the moment is just Joe Mixon. Like, I looked at his contract. He's still got another year on the contract. Mate, I'd be just, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah.
If you can't improve his offensive, if you could give him an offensive line, he'd be like a top 5 RB.
Hey, a buying window, Joe Mixon.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. I like that buying window because you believe it. Well, if you believe in the talent, which I do.
I do.
It's just the O-line and the team in general.
It is. Okay, so wide receiver out this week. Going to pick on your Chargers again, mate. I got Keenan Allen up against the Titans this week.
Mm-hmm.
You start to wonder, is he injured? Is he playing?
I don't think he's injured.
Is he playing?
I think he's playing.
Mate, he's become like the David Copperfield of the NFL. He's just vanished. In the first 3 weeks, listen to this, he had 26.3, 17.8, and 43.6 fantasy points. The last 3 weeks, he's had 9.8, 5.8, 5.3, a total of 99 yards and 0 TDs in the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
And he goes up against a number 9 defense against wide receivers. And no wide receiver has over 100 yards against the Titans so far this season.
Wow.
So he's my out. My other out, he's someone that I picked up last week in the trade.
Yep.
Thank you, Neil. He burnt it up for me last week with about 100 yards and 2 TDs, and that's Terry McLaurin. So he goes up against the 49ers, and, mate, the 49ers D is a serious unit.
Yeah.
They are a serious unit at the moment.
With the draft capital they've got on that D-line, it bloody should be a serious unit.
Yeah, and it's not the
Finally.
It's not the fact that he can't get the job done. It's more the fact that I don't know if his quarterback's going to get the actual chance with the pass rush to actually get the ball to him.
Yes.
So he'll be lining up against Emmanuel Mosley as well, who's only allowed 4 of 7 passes, only for 28 yards in the last 2 weeks, and he's been up against the Browns and the Rams receivers.
Yes.
Both very good groups of receivers.
Absolutely.
And once again, they have quarterback issues, obviously.
Yeah.
That's hurting them there. And my tight end out this week is Darren Waller at Green Bay. In the last 4 weeks, he's averaged, the Green Bay have averaged 50 yards and only 1/4 of a touchdown to tight ends.
Yes.
And in the last 2 weeks, they've got even better. They've only allowed 58 yards in total, and that was to Hockenson and Witten.
Yes. Well, a few comments here. Yeah, that's really good. That's nice, G. Yeah, Patrick says, Eckler hit my bench for the first time this week, which I wish I'd done the same with Damian Williams. And Eckler, I think the sell window is gone.
Yes.
Sadly, you could have sold him for the farm.
Yes. It's quite amazing how a team would go from a guy that is racking up what he was doing.
Yep.
Melvin Gordon comes back and you just pretty much, okay, you're behind our alleged number 1 running back.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Hey, shout out to Ryan Gallo. It's interesting you talking about activity in leagues. Ryan, we are going to be talking about trades and trade etiquette and fantasy leagues and stuff. I've done a few leagues with Ryan. I've done a few trades with Ryan in this league that we're in, and he's super active, but I'm sure he'd agree with me. Not everybody in this league is super active.
I really don't understand why you play fantasy football.
Yeah.
And what do you just do it so you pick a team and you sit on your hands for the rest of the year, and then you wait for the rookie draft to come around and you get all active again, and then you disappear, and I don't understand. Okay, so we'll just quickly run out the replacements. So at quarterback, Gardner Minshew. At the Bengals are 29th against quarterbacks. They're averaging 21.7 fantasy points.
Yep.
Mate, you got both starting cornerbacks out. So we got Dre Kirkpatrick and William Jackson.
Yep.
Kirkpatrick with a knee, Jackson with a shoulder. So, mate, his wide receivers are going to have a field day. So that means he's going to have a field day. So the starters, let's have a look what they're going up against at corner for the Bengals. So the Bengals got Tony McRae, who's a 2017 undrafted free agent. Not the quickest guy going around, 4.61 speed. And look at the receivers that got. he's got a cover. He got BW Webb, who's been on 6 teams in 6 years. Got Brandon Wilson's a 2017 6th-round pick. And last week was the first time he's played more than 15 defensive snaps. So that's who they have covering the receivers at Jacksonville. So good day for the receivers, which means a good day for Gardner Minshew.
And DJ Shark.
Well, that's what I mean, the receivers.
Yes.
And him. Yes, we'll get to another one of those guys in a minute.
Okay.
At running back, I'm putting in Frank Gore this week. Frank Gore,
really?
Old man Gore, up against the Dolphins, the 31st ranked against running backs. The Dolphins are giving up 4.8 yards per carry this year. Mate, Gore's looked good in the past 3 weeks with no Singletary there.
He has.
245 yards, 45 carries, running at 5.4 yards a tote. It's
crazy.
Beautiful. Only 1 TD, though.
Yep.
And look, Singletary's back this week, but they might just want to ease him in a game or so. So he's going to get his touches, but Frank's the man there, and I think he's going to give, obviously he's going to get the first opportunity. So I like old Frank Gore this week.
Yeah.
Because these guys are outside the top 24, obviously. And the other one, depending on, I don't think Brown's going, and I don't know about Gurley at the moment with the thigh, which is connected to what? I reckon your knee. Maybe it's more of a knee than a thigh. Yes. He's up against the Falcons, mate. You play Falcons have now. We now have Arizona defense. We now have Miami's defense. We have the Falcons. Put the Falcons in there. Play everybody against those guys. So
Falcons defense.
So possibly Darrell Henderson this week. Mate, did you see the burst last week?
I did.
Oh,
yes. Yep.
It reminded me. What's that movie where they jump? Is it called Jumpers? No, what's it called?
Where they jump?
They go from one spot to another.
You have to be a little bit more specific.
They jump around the planet. It's got that really crap actor within it. I think he was.
It's got Hayden Christensen in it.
Yeah,
from Star Wars.
Yeah,
isn't it called
crap guy
Jumpers or something?
That's what I just said to you.
Stupid like that.
It was a bit like that. 1 minute he's here, next minute, boom, he's there.
Google someone. Jumpers, I think it's
Jumpers,
called.
okay.
Yeah.
So up against the Falcons, they haven't been that bad against the run, but mate, I don't trust anything that they're doing at the moment.
Jumper. Zach says jumper.
Dan Quinn's in a bit of trouble, I reckon. And look, he could seriously, on a couple of the runs and with his speed, he could seriously torch the Falcons' defence this week. So, that's the replacements at running back. And the wide receivers, as we spoke about before, at the Jacksonville Jags, he's number 27th according to Fantasy Pros. 27 Fantasy Pros this week, number 1 in your heart, and that is D.D. Westbrook.
Ooh.
Well, DJ Chark's already in the top 24.
Yeah, I know.
So D.D. Westbrook's outside the top 24, just. So, as I said, the Bengals are ranked poorly against quarterbacks, so that helps Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
And obviously who we just spoke about, who's going to be covering these guys. The next couple of weeks could see a real spike. The Bengals only ranked 3rd against QBs, which is great, but that's going to disappear in the next 2 weeks without their corners.
Gee,
they're going to move up.
Serious question for you. All my questions are always serious. Gardner Minshew.
Yep. Real deal?
Real deal?
Jury's still out.
Okay. Mustache is pretty impressive.
I'm not a Mo sort of guy.
No, I'm not.
I do like the 70s look though.
It is. Yeah, it's very 70s.
It is.
Yep.
The other wide receiver I have this week is Auden Tate. So on the opposite side of the field, up against the Jags, AJ Bouye will probably shadow Boyd because he did that against Thomas last week and did a good job, kept him just over 80 yards, around 80 yards. Mate, and seriously, I don't know if you've been watching Tate, mate. He catches everything thrown in his direction.
Yeah, I knew that Ryan, who's watching right now, who I said I'm in a league with, has been shopping Tate to me, and I've been saying I wasn't really a Tate fan. So
how are you not? I've picked him up in every league I could possibly grab him.
You're not helping.
I've been starting him.
Okay, his price just went up, I reckon.
Seriously, just go and watch him. Mate, he catches absolutely. Look, he's not the quickest guy going around. He's not going to be the sort of separation receiver.
Yeah.
But neither was Dez.
Well, yeah. Yeah, look, good point.
And look,
that is a good point.
And Dalton's targeted him. He's had 24 targets in the last 3 weeks. So, okay. Sorry, I'm just putting the price. I'm just jacking the price up.
You are jacking the price up.
And the Jags have one of 10 teams now that have now allowed over 1,000 yards to wide receivers already in 6 weeks.
All right, Ryan, we'll talk.
Okay. Oh, I didn't put a tight end in before either, did I? Oh, yes, I did. Darren Waller. Tight end this week is a bit of a fill-in with all the buys that are going on. He's only had one good game this week, but he comes up against Miami, and that's Dawson Knox.
Oh, really?
At Buffalo.
Ooh, okay.
So just a bit of a fill-in. That's pretty much all I could... I just wanted to throw somebody out there. Someone might be looking. He's probably on the waiver wire. You can go and grab him up.
It's becoming an Auden Tate show. Patrick's chimed in. Tate versus Herndon is a worrying matchup for this Sunday as far as Jags fans are concerned.
I'd be... Who are they...
What's that?
Tate versus Herndon. I'd be taking Tate over Herndon.
Well, Herndon must be is Herndon the corner?
Oh, sorry. He's talking about the corner.
Yeah. I have to look at mine.
You have to have a look.
Anyway, yeah, all right.
Okay, so let's get on to...
the topic at hand.
Yes.
Okay, the topic at hand. So listen, we wanted to talk about, because we've been discussing and also sort of ranting with each other about all these problems in leagues that we're having and how to fix them. And so we said, well, what are the best settings to have in there? Trey Herndon, there you go. What are the best settings in terms of setting up a league to make it really interesting and engaging for
that's the main
everybody?
Thing. You want to engage everybody that's playing the league.
Yes. So the first question I have for you, G, and I know
we have to set up a league.
We have to set it up first.
We have to set it up to get people engaged.
Okay, how many owners in the league?
Okay, so some of the questions, I'll go through them quickly.
Yeah.
Things we have to look at.
Okay.
So, how many people in the league?
Yes.
The type of league we're going to create. Is it a redraft? Is it a dynasty? Is it a keeper league? Roster size, starting lineups, quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends, flex, etc.
Yep.
Your IR spots, taxi. Is it PPR standard? Is it an IDP league or just purely offense?
Yep.
Do you pay to play in the league? Sometimes making people pay makes people more invested in it.
It's an interesting talking point.
We got to set up some rules. What are the trading options? Waiver wire. The drop plays, which is something we discuss every week.
Bone of contention. Yep.
Are we aiming the league at getting people that sort of the high end sort of players that you know are going to be invested?
There's less of them.
Or the average, the average Joe.
Yep.
How to fill out your roster spots? Is it a draft? Is it an auction? What your auction amount? Your playoffs? How do they set up? The regular season length.
Are you going to take notes or?
Is it head to head? Is it total points? These are all. When does the draft take place? Is another bone of contention.
Yes. Yeah.
Now,
listen, you have to write all this stuff down.
I'm writing all... Well, this is all stuff that I've done so far.
All right. Because we're going to make this league, right?
We are going to make this league.
We'll make it. We'll put it together.
I don't know if it's going to be perfect, but...
Well, let's start with number of teams.
Okay. So what's
the ideal number of teams? I kind of feel like...
I did have a pen.
12 is minimum. 14 is pretty good.
Well, we play in a 14 redraft league.
Yeah.
Which is good because it makes you think more about players deeper down in, that you wouldn't usually think about in a 12-team league. You've got more rounds, so you've got more players going. 10-team leagues, forget it, mate.
Forget it.
Every team in a 10-team league should be bloody good.
Yeah. No, not 10.
Like I play managed leagues with Chris.
Yep.
We play about 5.
Analyst, how you going?
We just like to have a bit of fun with it.
Yep.
Mate, I look at our lineup and go, mate, that's good. And then you look at the guy you play next week and go, shit, that's good. That's good too. So every week's the same. So
the question is 12 or 14 then? And we have to say...
This would all come down to the fact of what type of league you're playing in as well, wouldn't it?
Exactly. Because if it's super flex...
So what do we...
14 makes it tough, doesn't it?
It does.
So if it's super flex, maybe you have to go 12.
12?
Do you?
Yeah, because what happens if you have a league that's too big, if you have 14 and people are going to miss out, and that's your own fault. You get to draft.
Sure you do, but...
You pick your own players.
It's hard.
We're trying to keep people invested.
Okay, so...
I'm not here to pamper the people, but we still want to keep people invested.
Of course you do. All right, so
we're going to make it 12.
I think we'll say 12.
Okay, so it's 12.
So it's 12. If you feel strongly about any of these things that we're saying, just chime in.
Please. That's the whole point
of
this.
The 3 starting running back slots in the 14-team redraft league have killed me for years. Yeah, I agree, Zach. I know.
It's hard. It is hard. But that's the whole point. The whole point is your third running back is going to be crap.
Yep. Zach is in our redraft league. And yes, we did. We put 3 starting running back slots in,
and 3 wide receivers.
Which is hard because, okay, if in the draft, like I think I did this year, right? If you go RB.
Yep.
Even then, you're not probably going to have... You're going to have good RBs, yes, but...
Yeah, wide receivers are going to be...
Wide receivers are going to be shot, but wide receivers quite deep.
Yes, it
compared
is.
Compared to
RB.
RB.
Yep.
I think we just wanted to push the boundaries of that position, and in that sense, it has worked quite well.
We did. We just wanted people to,
but a bit extreme.
Yeah, like look deeper at players. Think a bit more about guys that could do something instead of just grabbing just the best and then moving on once that pot runs out.
Yep. Okay. So, lock it in. 12 teams.
12 teams.
Okay. Is it divisions? Or all together?
Look, this comes down to like the question that's posed here is: are we playing a head-to-head?
Okay.
Or
all play, or
is it
matchup?
A matchup? No, head-to-head is a matchup, isn't it?
Well, or tomato.
Okay. Or is it a total points league?
Yeah, which is like all play.
Yeah. Well, look, most of our leagues are head-to-head.
Is it?
Each week.
The same. Yeah. Yes.
But I'm a big fan of total points because it's so often in you watch it every week.
Yeah.
Is that, and if you go and look at points for and points against, there are people in positions that shouldn't be in the position that they are based on the fact that they'll score 75 points in a league and the person they're playing against scores 73, yet you have... like I think we had last week, we had like 140 against 130, the 2 top scorers playing each other. And
it's unfair.
And really, it is.
Yeah.
So we play in one league where it's total points.
Yep.
And I think that's a better way.
It's the fairest way.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Or, you know what? Now, here's an interesting one, G. And chime in if you think this is an interesting thing. But I'm in a league that does both. So they have matchups week to week, and they run a ladder league table based on the matchups and based on total points. So they have 2 awards, essentially. It's like 2 competitions at once.
Okay, so what, come finals time,
you
have like 2 parallel finals going against each other.
Essentially, because one's total points. So,
Yeah.
So you have a total points winner at the end.
Yep.
And you have a head-to-head winner.
Okay.
Traditional winner.
Yep.
And there are 2 lots of draft picks as a result. So, like, the way it's done in this particular league is rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's from the head-to-head, right? And then 5, 6, 7, 8 is like the draft picks from the matchup.
Mate, we shouldn't be doing this late, mate. Now.
I know, I'm confusing you, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's parallel. But head-to-head, I agree with you. I really like that, not head-to-head, total points.
Okay.
Because that's the fairest way to do it.
Okay, total points league. Okay,
yep.
I like it.
Okay, so a fair question, G. I don't know if it's a question really for now, but what about tanking?
We're going to get to that already. We haven't even put together the league
all right.
yet, we're talking about tanking already.
Yeah, okay.
We haven't selected a team.
Let's talk about the structure of the roster.
Well, what type of league do we have? Do we have a redraft league? Do we have a dynasty league, or is it a keeper league?
Well, I think it's a dynasty league. Forget keeper league.
I don't mind the keeper idea where you...
Really?
Yeah. Like, you have to throw them back in the pool. You pick your 3. Make your choice.
You pick 3. That's terrible.
You don't like that?
No. I reckon
Throw
you
them back in the pool.
Okay, but I will say dynasty, but I'm going to add a wrinkle.
Okay.
And the wrinkle I'm going to add is dispersal draft.
Okay, explain.
Okay, all right. So have it be a dynasty league, but every year you can nominate in secret, so you have to DM the commish to take part in the dispersal draft, which means if you go in the dispersal draft, all of your players get chucked into the pool. All your players, all your draft picks, all your assets, everything gets chucked in, okay? And you will then do basically like a startup draft with all the other people who have decided to throw in. So like if your team's really bad...
Yeah, okay. So what happens if there's only one? It doesn't work.
It doesn't happen.
So there's 2.
That's why I'm saying it needs to be in secret. So you need to nominate in secret for the dispersal. And let's say you have a level of, how many would you say? 2? 2's probably not enough. You need 3. Maybe you need 3 people.
But wouldn't you, I was going to say, wouldn't you usually find the people putting their teams into a dispersal?
Yeah.
Right. They've probably got like a very small amount of very good players. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
So all you're going to do is disperse those really bad players to different people, same players.
Yes, I guess, but you get a chance at picking players that you like.
Okay. But you only get to pick them out of the ones that have dumped them in the rubbish bin.
Yes.
Okay. Recycle.
Or you don't like that idea. Or do you have another incentive? Is there another incentive you can throw on top? I'm just trying to think. So
because there are. Look, you look into every league that you're playing.
Yeah.
There are teams that, and you look at the list.
Yep.
And you go, my God, I don't want to trade for anything that you've got.
No.
Or maybe one guy.
Here, listen, I'm trying to... This is the idea behind it. So I'm trying to come up with an incentive for the team. So we've all got dynasty leagues where... What? Is there a comment?
Yes.
That one?
Yep.
Okay. We're in leagues where the bottom teams are terrible and they've got no mechanism by which they can get better.
Except
the draft. Yeah, but then it takes years. And so those people are, unless they're highly motivated, what's Ryan saying? Have a league where non-playoff teams disperse. Bottom 6 of a 12-man league.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't mind that. That's incentive to be in the top,
Oh, that's not bad.
I like that. I'm going to write that one down.
Ah, that's good. That's a winner. Oh, maybe. So you have just forced dispersal.
Yeah. That's just part of the deal. Like there's leagues that if you lose a league, you're out for 12 months.
Yeah.
Someone else comes in and takes your spot.
Zach is saying, why would the top teams with all the assets do that? Well, they wouldn't. That's why it's voluntary.
Yes.
So you want to disperse.
We've just changed it from being voluntary to being, the dictatorship's taken over. This is the rule.
But you see, this keeps the bottom teams interested.
But what happens? So this is the problem you get. What happens? Like the 7th place team, has got a good team, but he's been hit by injuries. But next year, these teams going to be good.
Well, they're dispersing. Bad luck. Oof.
If you want,
that's a bit of pill to swallow.
If you want to piss some people off, that's a good way to do it.
But makes it exciting.
You know that when you come in, it's the whole part. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've written that one down.
Yes, and it does stop you tanking.
Yeah. No.
Because
great.
I mean, what's the point? If you do have a good team, which is the only way that tanking makes sense, is if you have a good team. Because if you have a bad team, you don't have to worry, right?
Okay.
Then it does stop you actually tanking because you want to get in above the cut if you've got players you don't want to lose.
All right, so we've got this now. Roster size.
Okay, roster size now.
So in roster size, it'll be starting lineup. How many bench spots do you have? OIR?
Yep.
Do you have a taxi?
Right. Now, we've had some discussions about taxis.
And look, IR's one thing, but taxis just take away from the pool that's left.
Yes. So I have begun to be not begun.
Well, taxis,
over time,
taxis just add to
the roster.
The roster.
I've decided that I don't like taxis.
No taxi.
Yep.
Okay, roster side, no tax. Wouldn't have no taxi. Do we have IR?
Yes.
And if we do, how many spots do you have?
But let me say this, though. I think you change the designation so that it's true IR. You know what I hate? Out. It shouldn't be... you shouldn't be allowed to put a player who's out.
How many?
So if someone gets a DUI, you can't put them on IR. You have to wear it.
IR.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you should have to wear the hurt of a idiot. If you want to
usually they're an idiot when you draft them.
Well, yes.
You know that.
Yeah. So you should have to wear it instead of being able to put them on IR
Tyreek Hill.
Get someone else.
Be prepared.
Correct. That's the cost, right, of owning Tyreek Hill.
Okay, how many IR spots are we having?
Okay, hang on. Roster size first then.
Okay.
So listen, we're in some leagues where the roster size is too big.
Yes.
So that's easy to see.
Mate, we are asking the wrong question first. Is this IDP?
IDP. Yes, it is.
Do you really think it is? Yes. I think you lose people in IDP, though, because people aren't across IDP as much as they are across offense. Just the offensive.
Well, yeah, I know. Oh. Excuse me. That's good.
That's great.
No, okay, IDP. Yes, it's true that there's not as many players as soon as you introduce IDP.
I think I've found more people drop out of an IDP league than they drop out of...
Yes, they do. Yeah, for sure.
So let's not make it IDP?
Yeah, I know, but then it's not as interesting for some of us.
Yeah, but the some of you is just like this. The rest of us are like this. Mate, this is the problem with this country, is we cater for the minority. No IDP.
Zach agrees with you as well.
No IDP. Gone. Sorry.
All right. Can I just give you an alternative before you go no IDP?
What, you're going to say one...
I'm in a league. I'm in a league where...
Each spot.
I'm in a league where you start 24, right?
It's too many.
No, hang on. Hear me out.
IDP.
And you only have to start one of each position, and you can flex everybody else.
Okay.
So you can, if you want to start one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, one it's IDP, one defensive tackle, one defensive end. While we're talking about this,
we've decided that the minority doesn't win in this case.
But what I'm saying is, you can start
looking for democracy.
10 wide receivers in this league.
That's great
if you want.
Yep.
But okay, it's just it sort of works with the IDP because you can minimise if that's not your strength.
We're not doing IDP though.
Okay, all right. Okay, IDP's gone.
It's gone.
All right, IDP's gone. So I'm not happy, but that's okay.
Okay, so
majority rules.
Roster size. So our starting lineup will determine
the roster size. Okay, so
is it super flex?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a super flex league.
It has to be super.
Okay. Is it super flex or we just start 2 QBs?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. Ooh, I think you have to look at how many quarterback injuries there have been this season.
So make it super flex.
You have to just be super
How
flex.
about,
yep,
like what happened today, that if to keep, like, there's nothing worse than losing your quarterback and losing them during the game. Like, you're going to lose other positions as well, and I understand that, but quarterback's quarterback, okay? It's a bit different.
Team quarterback.
Yes.
Ah, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, in other words, you've got the KC quarterback.
We'll have...
Buggered if I know how to do that in MFL, but...
Who's the backup? Who came in today? I had it for a second
Matt
there.
Moore.
Matt Moore. Yep.
Mind you, I have a feeling that... I'll have to investigate. I have a feeling that MFL lets you do team quarterback.
Team quarterback, okay. We'll just put that in there for a team QB. Okay, a question mark. Okay, yep. Running backs, how many? How many starting running backs?
How many starting running backs? 2.
2?
Yep.
Wide receiver?
Zach likes team quarterback. 3.
3?
Wide receiver's deeper
It is.
Yep.
3 wide receiver, okay. Tight end? 1?
1.
Yeah. Mate, the 2 legit leagues starting 2 is ridiculous. Sorry, Sheps. Flex?
Okay, here's where I reckon we go wild. Okay, 1. You've already got 1 flex for the super flex, or have you counted that already? The super flex.
No, I haven't counted it at all.
Okay, so count 1 for that. Mm-hmm. And then I reckon, because look, here's another thing that's no good in a league is a small number of starting players.
Yes, because we play in some leagues where we have like don't know, like 27, and we only start 10. Like, how ridiculous is that?
Yep. So I reckon you add a ton of flex positions.
A ton of flex. Okay,
Yeah,
so
like maybe we have... Okay, so we've got... What have we got? We've got 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Would it be crazy to add like 4...
And make it 11.
Flex spots?
11
Is that
starters.
11? Okay, all right, hang on. What's Dave saying here? 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 2 tight ends, Dave reckons.
No.
You know what? I've just got to say, Dave, like, we're in a league where we have to start 2 tight ends, and it is pain in the ass. It's so bad.
Like, you're starting crap. You're starting crap. Well,
You are.
If you get an injury, you're starting crap.
Unless you are lucky enough to have 2 actual tight ends.
Yeah.
I think I've got...
Well, you can start a tight end in your flex if you want to start in your flex.
Yeah, like I've got... I think my number 2 tight end is CJ Uzomah.
Yep.
In that league, and I've got Hawk. And you did have Njoku. You've got Ingram and Njoku? No. Who's your number 1 tight end in that?
Kittle.
Legit? Kittle. And Njoku injured.
Yep.
So now who's your number 2 tight end?
Akins.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
You're lucky.
I dropped Fells too for someone. I should have kick him myself. But anyway, okay. So that's what we've got. We've got a super flex. So we've got a QB.
Yep.
2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 4 flex. And one of those flex being the flex
2.
whatever you
hang
want.
on. Yeah, I'm just looking at Ryan's post here. 2, 4.
Let's move this along.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
Oh, in Ryan's one, he's saying 12.
Oh no, we've got 11.
11.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Starting offense. Now, do we have kicker?
No.
No kickers. What about team defense? No.
No, I don't think so. They're just random. They're so random. Kicker's so random. Just pick any kicker, basically, and just chuck them in, just about. I don't like kickers.
All right. Done.
And no, yeah.
Okay, so
and no
now
defense.
that we've got that together, we've got 11 starters.
Okay.
Bench spots.
Bench spots. Kickers matter.
This is a bit harder now. Like, I want to start... I've spoken about this before, is I want to do a redraft league one year. I need to get enough people where you only have starters. You don't have a bench.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know what you're saying.
Every week, if you get an injury, you go and you bid on a player to bring into your lineup, but you don't have a bench. So every week you have to go and get involved in the league, check your team, bring somebody, drop someone if they're playing no good. You might get an injury, you have to bring someone out, and they go straight back into the waiver wire, onto the talent pool on the waiver wire.
It doesn't encourage what you'd like in a dynasty league.
No, this is redraft league.
Oh, redraft. Okay,
working a redraft league.
Fair enough. Yep.
I'll tell you another league that I came up with before we go any further. This is what I came up with because there's so many styles of league, like Survivor League, where the loser gets taken out.
Ryan's just saying Vampire League.
Vampire League's another one. I made up one last night. I couldn't come up with a name. I don't know if you call it the Capsized League, the Tosser, because you toss it over, the Turtle League, where you put it on when you put a turtle on its back, can't roll over. And what it is you have your starting lineup, and your bench spots, right, and you can arrange this any way you want. But 1 week you play the starting lineup, the second week you have to play the bench.
What do you mean the second week you have to play the bench?
Well, 1 week you play your starting roster.
Yeah.
The second week you play your bench spot.
What happens in week 3?
After 2 weeks, you can go to the waiver wire. You can use the waiver wire anytime you want, right? But you cannot move plays. You can't drop plays into the bottom part. To make your team better.
Yes.
After 2 weeks, you can change the roster however you want. But then when it's set and the first game's played week 3, you cannot change anything. That's it. This is your roster for the next 2 weeks.
That's pretty funny. Okay.
I'm
not sure. It's an interesting idea.
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Okay.
So you use everybody because we have guys just sit on in your bench and they'll sit there all year. This way you have to use them. You have to use everybody you draft plays.
Right. Hey, I've got a possible thing I want you to consider.
So 1 week, someone might have a really good starting lineup, but someone's bench might be better than the other person's starting. Like the starting lineup.
There'd be a lot of strategy in that.
What's the whole point? I'm just thinking of ideas to keep it. And I thought, what do you call it? You call it the Capsized League or...
Yep. Okay. Now, I know that we already said that it's going to be an all-play league, right? Mm-hmm. Can I just throw something into the mix?
Yes.
Here's another thing you can do. Flexible scheduling. This has been coined by Tom Kislingbury, degenerate scheduling, where every week... what you do is you go from bottom up. You know how you do waivers bottom up? So what you do is you go bottom up. The bottom team picks who they play. Next bottom team picks who they play. So you get to pick your opponent.
Okay.
Week in, week out. With the proviso that you can't pick the same person every week, so you have like a cap on the number that you can actually do. But it's, like I could say, I'm playing you this week, G.
Okay.
For example.
Now, when do you pick this? When you find out how many injuries they've got and who's on bye?
Could. You have to do it immediately as the previous week is finished. So Monday night football, bang.
Really, if you, like what I do, you can go through and look at everybody's lineup for the whole season and when their buys are, based on if they keep the same players.
Yep. Yes, precisely. There's a lot of strategy in that.
Okay. It keeps people involved.
And it keeps people involved. Yeah.
And what happens if someone doesn't decide to turn up and they lose interest?
Well, that can happen in any league. But anyway, it's just a thought.
But how does it really matter when it's an all points league? Does it really matter? Doesn't matter. That negates it.
Yeah, if it's an all play, then you don't have to worry about this sort of thing. This is just a wrinkle that I thought I'd throw in there. Yeah. Yes, and Dave, that is one of the knocks on this whole thing. So there's a league that I'm in that does this. And it's a bit of a chore turning over all the... Like, you have to touch base with everybody. Who's your opponent? Who's your opponent?
Yep.
Who's your opponent? And that drags on.
Yep.
So that's
a lot of work for the commish.
And it's a lot of work for the commish.
Yep.
Okay, so we've decided on the roster. Bench size, you were saying. I think you've got to have the same number at least, don't you?
No, well, I don't think so.
Really?
No, because I find that people also lose interest in leagues where you go to the waiver wire and there's absolutely nothing there. So there's no incentive.
Yeah, true, but you've still got to have the ability to hold on to a guy that you are... Okay, Preston Williams, right? You probably not going to be you might be starting him, right? But it's a risky start right now. But you want to hold on to him, G. He's your boy.
I've got him in every league I play in.
I know. Well, in this format, you'd be hard-pressed to hold on to him.
I listen to more and more pods talking about Preston Williams.
Yep.
Too late.
Yes. Late withdrawals could make it interesting for sure.
So what's our amount?
I don't know.
What's 144p? I got no idea. I'm not technical.
Well,
if it looks fuzzy, it's going to make me look better anyway.
Zach's saying it's looking fuzzy.
It's going to get rid of my wrinkles.
I'm just going to try turning on the Wi-Fi here and seeing if it... Okay. All right. So what do you suggest bench size?
Well, maybe you don't want to be ripping players out of the talent pool all the time. Right?
No, but I think if you have 20 total, isn't that all right?
No, I think it's too many. If you took 20, that's a lot of players gone, and you left
20 times 12. Yep,
that's a lot of players gone just on offense.
240. Yep, offensive players.
They're gone. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yep. Yeah, true. But you just got to have the ability to hold on to rookies and guys that you're kind of sweet on.
Well, then you let go of other guys. Back yourself. That's the whole point, isn't it? Is backing yourself, not having... Like the legit league, you have so many people on there. My roster's I got like bloody 70 blokes on there. I don't know what it is with IR and taxi and...
Yeah.
You sit on them. You're not challenged.
Right.
So what do you think? I'm thinking 6.
6 only?
Yep.
So that's 11 starters and 6 bench, so 17 total. Oh, it doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like enough because what are you going to have on your bench?
Okay, well, 8.
Okay, 8.
Should we just making this up as we go along?
Yeah, well, of course we... Yeah, okay, 8.
Okay. All right, now, are we paying to play? No.
Okay, well, hang on. Are we paying to play? Ryan's just said, check this idea out in his redraft league. League size is 12. League fees $100. All 12 players pay an extra $5 per week ahead of time, so $70 for the year per player each. Each high scorer of the week wins $60, keeps from losing interest and not setting rosters for losing teams. Anyone can win any week. Right, yeah, that makes sense. And highest scorer of the year wins the total points pot of all waiver wire moves. Now I can't concentrate on. Now I'm getting confused. $1 add, $1 drop, $5 trades. Very active money league. Everyone wins something or a minimum half the league fee. Okay, listen. On the topic of money, I've turned around a little bit. I don't like big pots, but I think in ways having a buy-in does actually incentivize.
Okay.
Because then you commit, you know what I mean? And then the danger is that people who don't have a commitment can trade all their draft picks and just kind of go all in and not care. And then when they orphan a team, then they're not leaving it in good condition. So that's the argument against. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Okay. So we haven't worked out the pay structure, but there's a pay structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So...
waiver wire drop players.
Oh, so this is a point that you brought up, G. So I'm passionate about this as well. So you have the waiver wire. Oh, we have to talk about how that works. But after the waiver wire's gone through for the week, so let's say it's now it's first come, first serve, and I go and grab a guy and drop a guy off my roster, that guy is usually locked until the next waiver cycle, or sometime, depending on the league, 24 hours, something like that. I believe, and I know you believe, that once you're in first come, first serve, that player should just be available.
As soon as you drop him, if someone's sitting there and go, oh, bang, he's there.
Saquon Barkley. Oh.
Hopefully you're not that stupid. But if you do that, and someone's sitting there, they can grab him within 5 minutes. Now, I don't like how they... Because what it actually do, the way I look at it, is that it allows somebody who's not invested in it, that just comes on every willy-nilly to have a look. Oh, hey, look, I can put... This guy's come available for 3 days. I've got another 24 hours to go and put in a waiver claim.
Now...
And that you're robbing the guy that gets on there every day, just has a look what's going on.
Yes.
He should be... Mate, if you're not awake to what's going on in the league, you miss out.
And Scott Fishbowl works this way, and I love it because you get the notification on your phone, someone's dropped Saquon Barkley, you go, oh, and you jump on there, boom, he's mine, thank you. And I love that.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm in that boat as well. I reckon that you have your waivers, and then when you're in first come, first serve, you drop a player, and it's just free for all. Okay. Add drops freely. Okay, but is it auction, G? What is it? What are the waivers? Yeah, that's blind bid.
Do you even have a waiver?
We're in leagues where it's like, last to first waiver order.
Yeah, that's not fair.
That sucks.
No.
But, okay, so blind bid, money.
Blind bid.
Yep.
Okay, blind bidding.
Okay, here's another thing I want to add into blind bidding then. What do you call it? Rolling bankroll.
Roll over each year?
Yes.
Okay.
So your money is your money. Let's say in 1 year you don't spend any waiver bucks at all, then you've still got it. And then, so let's say waivers is $100. Okay. You spent all your money. I didn't spend it. So next year we each get an extra $100. Now I've got $200
for next year.
Yep.
Okay.
And draft. Okay, hang on. Well, what do you want to do in the draft then?
The draft? You're confusing me. It's 12
Ryan does bring up a point. Yes, it does hurt people in different time zones. But I guess the argument is when you're in first come, first serve, that you're kind of past that point of, like, you've done the fair thing with the waivers, haven't you?
Look, the way I get around that is because I watch all the games.
Yes.
I like to think that I see things, and mate, being here in Australia, we have to be ahead of the curve. You just have to be. Maybe not for drop plays. It's hard for drop plays.
Yeah, it is. If someone drops a player at 3 a.m. here, that's our bad luck.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't help it.
No.
And to go and pick up players, you got to be ahead of the curve.
You do.
Like I picked up Walton 3 weeks ago in leagues. Because you got to read the tea leaves. You know what they're doing as a team. Well, is he going to be any good? I don't know. Who knows? I wasn't a big rat for him coming out. I didn't think he was that great.
Yeah. See, the best way to play the waiver wire is I'm going to go all zen on you here. Is not to play the waiver wire.
Yeah. Yes. You got to be ahead.
Yeah. You pick the guy before he goes hot.
Yeah, but that's the whole part of it, isn't it? Isn't it the whole part of it is seeing something in someone and going, mate, I think what I've seen, just go and grab him. Yeah. Go and grab him 2 weeks before or go and grab him a month before. Does it really matter?
No.
Well, especially in Dynasty. In redraft it does because, you know, you want to play him sooner than later. Okay, next.
Yes. Okay, what's the next thing you've got written there?
So covered IDP, pay, we're playing, starting roster size we've done, PPR or standard?
Half PPR.
Half?
Yes.
Is that like half pregnant?
Half PPR is the new black. PPR is, yes, half PPR is the new...
Because I must admit, like full PPR is a little bit... It doesn't work. Like you get a guy that gets like 7 targets for 50 yards.
Well, the extreme is
and you get
a 1 yard catch.
Yes.
Well, no, not even. A 0 yard catch.
You still get a point.
And you get a point.
Yep.
And a running back runs 10 yards.
Yep.
And they get a point.
Yep.
No, that's not right, is it?
Okay.
So half PPR.
Half PPR.
And
yeah.
What about point per first down, which is actually quite nice?
I have to think about that one.
Point per first down, which works really nicely.
So did we...
I know. Ryan's saying people still play standard. I know. I can't believe people still play standard.
We do.
I know. We've got, believe it or not.
But that's our original league. We've got to keep it original league. It's like, mate, we have to keep some things... It's like Christmas, man. It's like Christmas. I don't want fucking prawns for Christmas. I don't want... But I want... My buddy turkey. I want my...
Your pud?
Yeah, I want pudding. You know,
well, listen.
I want my roast. I want to keep... Some things I want to keep, and I want just that one league...
Yes.
...to be the way it's always been.
Yes, and our original redraft league, which we've had for how many years? 10, maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
A lot of years. And it was originally created standard and stays standard. We can't really change it for historical... But, you know, reasons.
It is.
Okay, so I am an advocate for half PPR, and Zach has said here, and I agree with him, full for tight end. Ooh. So half PPR, full PPR for tight end.
Why tight end? Why do tight end get like a leg up all the time?
Because they're crap.
Yeah, but you probably have a couple of crap wide receivers on your team too.
Because otherwise there's no incentive to go out and get a good tight end.
Okay, full PPR, full for tight end. Okay.
That's an interesting point that Ryan raises. Is what about bonuses? Do you believe in bonuses?
Yeah.
So like a player gets over 100 yards.
When I was an employee, I loved a bonus.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. In Scott Fish,
we might, mate. I don't think we're going to have this done tonight. I think we're going to have to sit down and then come on next week and go, okay, this is what
the
our
finished
league
product.
is.
But there's a good discussion, right? So, okay,
and we want to we've got people, chiming in. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, it is the whole point of it. Well, okay, let's leave bonuses off the table for the moment. So, half PPR, full PPR for tight end. We did agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think, didn't we?
Sort of.
And what did we say anything about point per first down or no? Or point... See, look, there's lots of things you can include, can't you? You can include point per carry. I don't mean 1 point, like maybe a point per 5 carries for running backs. You can include point per first down, which is a pretty fair measure.
This is starting to drag on now.
Yeah, I know. I know. Let's just leave it as half PPR and get to the next topic you've got on the paper?
I've got one here.
Yeah.
This is an idea is head coach. Your coach gets 1 point for every 2 points his team scores.
I think, actually, Ryan mentioned that before, but I didn't get to it. Yeah. Head coach is now a position in MFL you can add.
Oh, really?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Okay. This is a long discussion. You'd keep going on, couldn't you?
Yes. Yeah. So bonus points, 300 yards for QBs. You can do 100 yards rushing.
Like, here's another idea. You must start a rookie.
Ooh, that's interesting. So anywhere in the roster?
Yes,
anywhere?
you have to start a rookie.
But how do you enforce that?
Well, if you don't put a rookie in, you don't get any points for the week.
I guess the commission can just rule you as having lost the match if you don't include a rookie in your lineup. That's interesting.
Just an idea.
Okay.
Okay, so now we go to, when does the draft take place?
Right. I like the draft to be as soon after the actual NFL draft as possible. But do others feel that way? That's the question. Is that hardcore? Is that considered hardcore? I don't know.
And you just take the fact that there's injuries in camp.
Yes.
And that's just what it is.
The argument that people make is, what if they get injured? But my feeling is, so you're going to draft Saquon Barkley at the 101, okay? What, is there a thing? I'll put it up. You're going to draft Saquon Barkley? Well, he's an asset. If he does get injured in training camp, it's not like you wouldn't pick him still.
No, but it's where he goes then.
I guess it is where he goes. I don't know. I sort of feel like it should be, for interest's sake as well, as close to the draft as possible. Yeah, Patrick makes a good point. You can't take out kickers and defense and then add in head coaches.
No, I wasn't going to add in head coaches. I was just looking up ideas that people had. It was just an idea that I hadn't seen before.
Yep.
No.
Yes, after landing spots are official for rookies. Yes. So then after the NFL draft, you know what the landing spots are. Give people a little bit of time to breathe and then do the draft. Don't you reckon?
Mate, there's nothing worse, actually. We've done a few rookie drafts actually before the actual draft.
Oh, yeah, we have.
And it's just, mate, some of them don't get picked up at all.
No.
And some of them just land in, like, the worst spots.
I know. I think we like that because we watch a lot of film and we're kind of across it, but still it makes it like a coin flip.
So when do we draft?
Call it week
after week.
Week after?
The week after the draft or the week after the third? Are we going to do it after practice games, pre-season games? Practice.
Yeah, injury bug is inevitable. Yeah, I agree. It's going to happen. See,
I think if you do it after like the third pre-season game, you probably keep more people happy than not.
Really?
You don't think so?
Yeah, but see, this is the thing that I would argue against. This is that, let's say you like, who would be a good, okay, Terry McLaurin, right? See, right, okay, so you're really high on McLaurin, tomato, you know him. So you are high on him, right? And I did hear, I'll give a shout out to Memphis Dynasty Warzone, who said,
all over it.
I reckon Terry McLaurin is
and Austin Hooper.
Cooper Cup, he said.
Mate, he's all over Austin Hooper this year too.
Why I didn't listen to you, Randy, I don't know. That was a good bloody call, right? So you draft now. If you wait till the third preseason game, isn't the cat out of the bag?
Oh, okay. So you've done your homework, and now you've allowed everybody else to catch up.
Correct. Yes, which feels a bit not right.
Okay, I'll give you that. Okay, so we'll take the draft time is the week post rookie draft.
The week post rookie draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yeah, Ryan, we're in a league where we do post draft, pre-draft.
Okay, so have we covered everything? So the league, we've got players, the type of league. So we're going Dynasty League.
Yep.
Roster size we've done. It's a PPR, so it's a half-point PPR. It's offense only.
Mm-hmm.
We got to pay some amount, which will work out.
Yep.
And how that all works.
Yep.
Rules to keep league players involved. Well, that's what we're doing at the moment, isn't it?
Yes.
Trading options.
Oh, okay. What about an activity? Oh, how do you do this, though? Okay, you've got to have a league chat.
Yes.
And how do you mandate, as someone being a part of this league, that they have to join the league chat?
Yes.
And how do you make it?
And you have to have a goddamn logo too. I hate people don't have logos. Come on. Just adds to the whole thing. The colour.
You've got to have a logo.
Spectacle. It's a show, people.
Correct.
It's like the circus. It's a show.
Okay. What about if you...
I always spoke about that you have to trade a minimum times during the year. You have to trade.
Yeah, but then people are going to do shit trades. I'm just going to send you some bit of rubbish just to get across the line. But what about if you have to have a time limit by which you have to respond to a trade?
Ooh, and if you don't? But what if you're on holidays? What if you're away somewhere?
You're telling me you can't look at your phone? Unless you're in the Sahara Desert and actual mobile phone towers.
Yeah, but, mate, there's some... mate, I don't...
No reception.
When I went overseas, mate, I don't be looking at my phone all the time doing football.
No, I know, but I'm not saying 24 hours. Maybe there's a limit of a few days.
So what happens then if you don't respond?
I don't know. What happens?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. What do you do to them? You take it... The person gets to trade? Yeah, they can't
Maybe
work.
there's a point penalty or something.
Ooh, there we go. I like that.
Or they lose waiver bucks or something.
Okay.
So there has to be a pen. Maybe first occurrence is a warning, or maybe you don't even have that. And then the second occurrence is you lose something.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to be unreasonable. You put a thing on like 3 days.
Yeah, yeah. You get a warning.
Yeah.
First warning, you get a warning.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so we've covered that.
Yep. What else?
Waiver wire, drop plays we've spoke about.
Yep.
How to fill out the rosters is a draft or an auction. We haven't done that. That's very important.
How to what the startup?
Yes.
Or the rookie draft?
Startup. Well, we need a startup.
I love an auction, but okay, is that a turn off for average players? An auction?
Because you don't know the value of a player.
Correct.
Okay.
And also, I would argue that although if you're doing the bottom 6 dispersal, maybe it's less of a big issue.
So do we do a Kentucky Derby style where the random numbers are pulled out and then the person decides where they want to pick in the draft?
You could do that. And I think a draft like that is probably more acceptable to the majority of people. I like auctions.
Because we do in our league, we put something together every year, don't we?
Yes.
So people can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, true. And that is really good fun too, right?
Yeah.
But
well, you can still do that, and then they decide where they want to pick.
See, and the other argument against auctions is people who are inexperienced with auctions and really just screw themselves massively.
Yep.
And then you're not as keen, you're not as engaged, are you?
Okay.
Because you've screwed up your startup auction.
So the Kentucky style
derby. Okay. Now, all right, rookie draft, G. Because let me float this. I don't know if you've got this written down. Yep.
What are we doing?
Lottery.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. What do you reckon? A lottery. So let's say you finish the worst team. Let's give you...
You get more balls in the...
Yes.
Okay. No, I don't mind. I've never done that.
I haven't either.
I like the idea.
It's just an interesting idea.
Yep.
Maybe.
Lottery style.
Yep, lottery style.
Okay.
So that becomes even less incentive to... Yeah, I know. Coming up to an hour and a half. But I don't know. What do you think?
No, I like it.
Lottery style.
Yeah.
Yep. We'd have to work out how exactly that would work. Yep. But yeah, lottery style rookie draft. All right.
Okay, so we got the season, playoff run, regular season. If you got 12, do you make it a 12 game regular season? So everybody plays everybody once, and then you have...
That would be 11.
Oh, 11. It would be too.
Yeah.
Geez, that's a short season, isn't it?
That is a very short season.
So how do you work out the rest of it?
Unless you go... I don't know. 11. No, you have to go longer. You have to just...
Yeah, that's fine. But how do you work out... So you get, another... How long's the playoffs?
If you... Okay, top 6 are going into the playoffs.
Top 6.
And if you're 6, you need 3 weeks.
Okay, 3 weeks. Okay. And we're not ending on week 17. So final is week 16.
Correct.
Yep. So that means we've got two extra weeks we have to pump in there. How do you work out who plays who in the 2 extra weeks?
Don't know. You have to go head to head, don't you? You have to go...
no, we don't have to worry about that though, do we?
Why?
Because it's
all play.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
in the playoffs as well.
Now there's a good question.
Do you just get rid of the bottom 3? No, that wouldn't work.
I actually saw an idea where they do that, and then when it comes to the finals, how they work around it. We have to come back on and discuss this next week.
Yeah.
Come up with.
Yeah, Zach's saying if you have an engaged league, a live draft lottery would be really entertaining. Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Like, the more chances you have to kind of do interactive stuff,
Yep.
I think the more interesting and the more engaged people will be. Okay, so could you do a playoff system where the X number of bottom teams drop out?
Yes.
So let's say the top 6 played, maybe the bottom 2 drop out first week of the playoffs.
Okay. Yep. Okay, I see that.
Then there's 4 left.
Yep.
Then the next 2 drop out.
Yep.
And then you've got the final 2, and that's just a head-to-head
Okay,
matchup.
I like that idea. Yep. So what do we call it? Just a drop system.
Yeah, exactly.
Drop system for finals.
Done. Hey, my buddy Tim V says, "What's up, AJ?" Hey, Tim V. I don't. Yeah. Cheers. And this is our people who are watching on here. This is our little podcast studio here, and this is a really cool app that we're using as well, which is StreamYard, letting me put all these comments and stuff up.
All right, so now I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
Now
I think
all
so.
we have to do now, we'll go away and we'll put it together, and maybe we're going to get some people to play in the league and just see how it goes.
Yeah. No, I reckon that sounds really good. I reckon my favourite idea is the bottom 6 dispersal.
I do like that.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. And you see, if you've got a dispersal every year like that, a forced dispersal, then what that does is it adds more interaction because let's say, okay, season finishes, then you've got a dispersal draft, so that you've got 6 people who are basically like doing a startup.
Yep.
So there's stuff happening. And then you lead into the draft. Then after the draft, you've got the rookie draft.
Because they're always going to be the one. The people at the top don't drop out.
No.
So, So that just keeps those people interested for another...
Yes.
Right, I've got another chance.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I like it.
I really like it. Okay. I was going to say, is there a toilet bowl? But
also, what we might have to do at the end of the season before you do the dispersal is you have to exit your amount of players to allow for the rookies to come in. So those players that the top 6, you know how how many rookies do you come in? There's another question. How many rookies do you draft each year? Do you draft 6?
It's offense only. Maybe you just have 4 rounds.
Okay, so you have 4 rounds in the rookie draft. Now, you have to make space for those 4.
Yep.
So before you have the dispersal, the top 6 team have to get rid of those 4 players to allow for the rookies to come in. They go into the dispersal as well.
Which helps those teams. Okay.
And that makes the top 6 think about, okay, now I've got to give away 4. I've got to be really sure about the 4 that I'm going to give away.
Can I also say that draft picks go into the dispersal?
Oh, hold on. Rookie draft picks go into the dispersal. No, I don't think that's fair.
No, you don't know what I'm saying. Like, okay, let's say my team that sucks.
Yeah.
I've got 4 first-round picks, right? But if I'm in this bottom 6 and I go in the dispersal, my 4 first-round picks go into the dispersal, and you can bid on them.
You have to explain that to me. You have to explain that to me when it's not like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's a bit late. Yeah. Cheers, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's late here. We're going to I was going to say close up shop. I can't even say that.
It's gone an hour and a half. That's way too long. Way too long.
Yeah,
but, mate, when you're starting up something like this, it takes time. You got a lot of rules to work out. You got to try and work out a system and a league that's, keeps people involved.
Yes.
All year round. Well,
yeah.
Not all year round because, everybody wants a break.
Of course.
But, and look, if you can keep the people, the teams that don't work out, you keep them interested for the following year, the dispersal is a great way to do that.
Yep, I agree. Listen, thanks everybody who joined us and chimed in with comments and things. We really
great.
Love that. It was brilliant. And this has been a little bit long and a little bit different format.
Yep.
But this was a topic that we've been kind of knocking around, like how do we make our leagues better?
Yeah, and the whole point of doing the live is not so much to worry about the time. We have to worry about the time, but it's more to get people chatting and it's more just a discussion.
Yes.
I could sit here and talk for 2-3 hours.
I know.
With everybody chatting in.
I know you could.
So, but we can't. because I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I do too. All right. Okay. Thanks, everybody. It's been really cool. And
We'll come back with a
finished product.
next week.
Beta.
Set of rules.
Yeah.
And look, if you guys, everybody's been on there, Patrick, Zach, Ryan.
Cheers, Dave. Yep.
Hutchie, 74.
Thank you. Cheers, Hutch.
Yep.
That's all right. Have a good one, Zach. No, it's been good. We had quite a few people chime in and join today.
Let's get this league going
thanks,
for next
Patrick. Yeah, we will. We will sleep well. This has been a little bit later than we would like to broadcast.
Thanks, AJ.
But anyway, all right. Thanks, everybody. I'll close this off. And on behalf of I'm getting the wind up. On behalf of G and myself, thanks for listening. We will catch you next time. End click.
How was that, you reckon? Geez, that went for too long.
It did go for too long.
Probably shouldn't have done the bit at the start. But, you still got to put out.
I reckon it was good, don't you?
Yeah, it's fine. We're getting people involved and talking and